Hi children, today we are going to discuss one more topic of the carbon and its compounds, that is called allotropes. So what does mean by allotropes? For example, we will discuss about the carbon and its compounds. So there are carbon compounds are there. Diamond is a carbon compound, right? You know that diamond is a shiny nature, and coal. You already know that coal is a black in color, and we know that graphite. Graphite is also a pencil lead is called as a graphite, and also it is a sugar. Graphite or also called as a fullerene. So you will observe that diamond is completely made of carbon compounds. Internal part of the chemical part of the diamond is all our carbon atoms are mixed together to form a diamond. So here also coal is also completely carbon compounds, and also coal are this is lamp black. We already know that this is called a Telugu masi. Lamp black is also completely carbon atoms. So these are the carbon complete. Diamond is internally contained total made of carbon. Coal is made of carbon, but diamond is very shining in nature, and this coal is a black in color, and graphite is a grey in color. So inside of this one, all the chemical properties are similar. In one element can exist two or more forms having same chemical properties but having different physical properties. Chemically they are same in nature, but physically they are different. It is also made by carbon. Diamond, which is very shiny. Coal is also made by carbon atoms. It is a black in color. Graphite is also made by carbon atoms. It's a very weak and it is easy to break, whereas diamond cannot be broken. So this all are internally the chemically carbon compounds. All are made by with carbon compounds only. Only carbon has elements. Internally completely carbon elements are there. So one element can exist two or more physical forms but having the same chemical properties are called allotropes. So diamond, see completely how much shining and very strong in nature. Do you know that diamond internally contains all our carbon elements only. Completely carbon. There is no other element is there. Only made of carbon. Diamond is made of carbon. But coal also made of carbon. So here also chemical carbons are there. In that structure of the chemical is carbon is there. But both are quite different. One is very strong, one is completely black, one is shining nature. So this is element which exists more, one or two or more physical form, but having similar chemical properties are called allotropes. Carbon allotropes are two types. One is amorphous form of allotropes, crystalline form of allotropes. So what do you mean by amorphous form of allotropes? For example, this is a coal. Coal is a carbon material in which all elements are tightly packed together. All carbon elements are packing in a trigonal, hexagonal. So in a zigzag nature, all carbon atoms are packing. In the coal, the carbon atoms are not arranged in a geometrical form, systematic manner. All triangles or unsystematic manner carbon atoms are arranged. Such kind of structure is known as amorphous form. Coal and also lamp black, and also charcoal, which are completely made by carbon. Internally contain all carbon elements only. But the carbon elements are not in the particular form. The arrangement of the carbon molecules or the arrangement of the carbon elements are not in the shape. Sometimes they are in the shape of triangle shape or quadrilateral shape or hexagon shape or pentagon shape. They are not have the particular shape of the carbon atoms. Carbon elements are there in the amorphous form of the material in a randomized manner. So this is the example of coal, lamp black and charcoal. What do you mean by crystalline form of allotropes? In which the carbon atoms are arranged in a systematic manner. So carbon, 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 carbon. Again, carbon, 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 carbon. So this is the what? Hexagon. There are 6 sides are there. So it is all are arranged in a systematic manner. In a carbon compound, the carbon elements are arranged in a systematic manner. Such kind of allotropes are called crystalline form of allotropes. Crystalline form of allotropes, in which the geometrically the carbon compounds are arranged in a systematic manner. So that is why it is called crystalline form of the allotropes. What are the example of the crystalline form of the allotropes are called diamond. The diamond, the carbon compounds are arranged in a systematic manner, and also graphite, and also fullerene or Buckminster fullerene. Buckminster fullerene. So there are 2 types. This is also coal is completely made by carbon atoms. Lamp black is completely made by carbon atoms. Charcoal is also completely made by carbon atoms. Diamond is also completely made by carbon atoms. Graphite and Buckminster fullerene. These all are the carbon different physical forms, but internally chemically they are made by carbon compounds. These are called allotropes. There are 2 types. Carbon allotropes are 2 types, mainly amorphous form, crystalline. It is also a carbon compound, but in that whole the carbon elements are arranged in unsystematic manner. They will not follow the particular geometrical form. Not in the trigonal, completely triangle form, not completely in the square, quadrilateral or pentagon or hexagon. They does not follow the particular structure. So this is called this kind of arrangement of the carbon atoms is known as amorphous form of allotropes. Here in the case of the crystalline, the carbon compounds in a diamond are arranged in a tetrahedral form. So these are all tetrahedral, all carbon atoms in a systematic manner arranged. So in the graphite also trigonal planar manner. So here are Buckminster fullerene also all the carbon atoms are arranged in a systematic manner. So carbon atoms are arranged in a systematic manner are called crystalline form of allotropes. And in the carbon atoms, the particular materials made by carbon, but the carbon atoms are arranged in an unsystematic manner are called amorphous form of allotropes. So we discussed the 2 types of the crystalline form of the allotropes, diamond and graphite. Completely they are different. Diamond is also made by carbon atoms, and also graphite is also made by carbon atoms. But diamond is very shining nature, and graphite is also very weak and easy to break away. But it is very strong. Why the diamond is very strong? In the diamond, all the carbon atoms are arranged in a systematic manner, the tetrahedral shapes. All carbons are undergo sp3 hybridization. Every carbon sp3 hybridized carbon and react with one more sp3 hybridized carbon and react with one more sp3. So this is the nature of this. All carbons are sp3 hybridized carbons. So forming a bond and very sigma bond, very tightly packed together. That is the reason diamond is very strong in nature. Coming to the graphite, all carbons also having the bonds, but all carbons are undergo sp2 hybridization. sp2 hybridization, one p orbital does not undergo hybridization reaction. So that is the reason 3 are sp3 bonds, hybrid bonds. One is the only p orbital. So that is the reason it is a weak little bit. So that is the reason graphite will breakable, and also it is while writing the pencil it will remove the easy to remove. It is easy to break up. So here it is very strong because diamond undergo sp3 hybridization. So we discuss diamond and graphite, both are carbon allotropes, both are made by carbon but having different kind of nature. So this is the diamond is all carbon atoms are undergo every carbon sp3 hybridized carbon react with another sp3 hybridized carbon. So they are forming a strong bond, sp3 pi bond, sigma bonds. All are sigma bonds formed in the shape of the tetrahedral shape. So all the are very strong bonds. That is the reason diamond is very strong. It is not breakable in the normal situation. It's very strong in nature. So in the case of graphite, graphite is also known as a pencil lead. So this is under this graphite also carbon atoms are there, but every carbon atom sp2 hybridized carbon. So in which one p orbital does not make hybridization reaction. So that is why it is a weak bond. Due to the weak bond, it is very soft in nature. So this is the shape of this one, trigona planar shape, whereas diamond is a tetrahedral shape. Now the bond length in the diamond, carbon-carbon bond length is 154 picometers. Bond length can be measured in picometers. So in the graphite, the bond length is 145.4 picometers. By nature, diamond is very shining nature, and this is not a, will not shine but little bit. So diamond is very lustrous property. It is not a lustrous nature. So it is very hard. It cannot be breakable. It's very hard, but it is graphite is very soft. So electrically, well, by passing through electricity to diamond, one end, other end we will touch the diamond, the current will not pass because it is a insulator. Here, why it is an insulator will be also questioned. Diamond is 4 tetra bonds are 5 sigma bond. There is no free electrons. There is no free electron. There is no free electron. The charge will not flow one end to other end. So that is the reason diamond is a good insulator. Whereas in the case of the graphite, one p orbital does not undergo hybridization. sp2, one p orbital is free electron is there. So here the graphite is a very good electrical conductor. Both are made by carbon. One is insulator, another one is a very good electrical conductor. Diamond is used to cut the glasses, and diamond is used to preparing the ornaments. Here also graphite is used to a very good electrical conductor, so that is why batteries, and also graphite is used as a pencil, and graphite is also used to lubricants in the machinery systems. But one is common. While burning of this diamond and graphite release carbon dioxide. Diamond is very precious. We cannot burn it because it is a very precious material. So every allotropes of the carbon have a common nature. While burning of these allotropes, they will release the carbon dioxide because all allotropes are made by carbon atoms. See, diamond is completely made by carbon. Internal structure is only carbon. Graphite also internal structure is only carbon, but they're quite different. This is the greatness of the carbon. Carbon undergo sp3 hybridization, sp2 hybridization, sp hybridization. It will form plenty of compounds. That is the reason carbon is a versatile in nature. So this is the difference between the diamond and graphite. Diamond and graphite. In the crystalline form of the allotropes of carbon, there are diamond, graphite. We discussed in the previous session. Diamond and graphite are different in, all are made by carbon atoms only, but physically they are in different forms. One more crystalline form, this in which Buckminster fullerene, all C60 is also called as 60 carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms? 60 carbon atoms formed together in the tetrahedral shape and the hexagon shape and pentagon shape. They will form bond A. This 60 carbon atoms are formed like a soccer football. The arrangement of the carbon atoms in the Buckminster fullerene is looking like a carbon football, soccer football. So this is also called as a buckyball, in which how many carbon atoms are there? 60 carbon atoms are there. So carbon undergo biggest compound. So this is the carbon atoms are arranged in 12 tetrahedral and hexagon shape. Tetrahedral, pentagon and hexagon shape, which are form like a soccer football. Which is also, this fullerene is also useful to the treatment of the cancer, and also this fullerene used for antibiotic. And one more crystalline form of the arrangement of the carbon atoms are called nanotubes. Nanotubes are invented by the Symbiotism. The scientists who invented Symbiotism. These nanotubes looking like the arrangement of the carbon atoms in the like a piping machine. Do you know the movie of the Robo? in which all the robots are forms like a snake, all the robots are forms like a ball, all the robots are forms like a different shapes. So here also all the carbon atoms form like a ball in nature. It is also called Buckminster Fuller. 60 carbon atoms are formed like a ball. So here the carbon atoms are formed like a cylindrical form, forms like a pipe model, cylindrical form. It is also called nanotubes. These nanotubes are also useful. For example, biologically our body is made by tissues. And tissues are very small cells. The small cell, to inject the small cells, nanotubes are useful. So these are the crystalline form of the allotropes of carbon. So once again we revise. Carbon have, what is the valency of carbon? Always you have to remember, carbon have 4 valency. Carbon undergo which bond? Always carbon undergo sharing of electrons, covalent bond. Carbon contain how many types of allotropes? 2 types of allotropes, amorphous form, crystalline form. What are the examples of the amorphous form? Coal, charcoal and black lamp, in which the carbon atoms are arranged in unsystematic manner. So that is why they are called amorphous form. Some carbon atoms also, allotropes are there. Diamond is a very different material, graphite is different. These all are made by carbon, but in which the carbon atoms are arranged in systematic manner. So that is why these are called crystalline form of allotropes of carbon. So today we discuss about the topic of allotropes of carbon. So previous class, carbon have different its compound, millions of carbons. So the study of the carbon compounds, previously it is called organic chemistry. Now there is a different, there are 2 types of compounds, are organic compounds and inorganic compounds. What are called organic compounds? The material which is obtained from the living organisms. The material which is obtained from the living organisms are called organic compounds. The material which are made in laboratory or by using chemicals, the material which are prepared are called inorganic compounds. So previously the scientists think that all organic compounds are made by only with living animals. Only with living animals. So all the carbon compounds we are saying that these are all the organic compounds are obtained from living organisms. But before 1880, there is a 2 types of the organic compounds, all completely made by living organisms. This is a blind symbol. But one day, the W.H. Wohler is a scientist who is accidentally invented ammonium cyanide. Is one of the chemical compound. It's a inorganic compound. So by heating of this inorganic compound, suddenly there is obtained a new compound. By heating of this one, suddenly he observed a new compound. The new compound so by heating of this is the inorganic compound, the ammonium cyanide. By heating of this ammonium cyanide, unexpectedly he invented a new thing that is called as a urea. This is called as a urea. Generally, urea obtained from the organic compounds only. From the living organisms only we can obtain this material of the urea. But unexpectedly, so by heating of the ammonium cyanide, he invented urea. And he says that no. Organic chemistry can also obtain by using inorganic compounds. Chemicals toti kuda organic compounds ni తయారు చేయొచ్చని మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా చెప్పినటువంటి శాస్త్రవేత్త W.H. Wohler. So W.H. Wohler unexpectedly done this experiment in the laboratory. By heating of ammonium cyanide, forms urea. The chemical form is called NH2CO NH2. This is the chemical formula of the urea. So urea is invented by using, this is the organic compound, are prepared by using chemicals. So next they change the definition of organic compounds. What is the new definition of the organic compounds? Previously, definition of the organic compounds is known as which are made by living organisms, which are obtained by living organisms. Later, there is a definition is changes that any compound which is containing the carbon as an element, then it is called as a organic compounds. Now, that is the reason in the branch of chemistry, carbon have one branch, special branch, that is organic chemistry. Totally discuss about the organic compounds of carbon compounds. So that is the reason the lesson kept in your 10th class as a special lesson about carbon.